eye to eye with a dolphin? Have you ever seen a penguin at the South Pole? Well, I'm going to let you experience all this here today at the Shed Aquarium here in Chicago. Seeking you shall find in the depths of the Shed Aquarium, and the world overpays Chi-Town a visit just to see a bit of the unknown. Deep below the surface of our world's many oceans, there's another world, one that's rarely seen and a bit harder to comprehend. But it's a world that's alive and well and growing. You can play meet and greet with a lot here, from whales to sharks to penguins and a whole lot in between. It's all to behold here. But make no mistake, some exhibits are more popular than others. And then there's the jelly exhibit. Sometimes words can't express their beauty and their mystery. Looking more like a parachute, these stinging little floaters can cause you problems if you come across one in the water. But in here, you can get as close as you want. Hi, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Now tell me, I love the penguins. They're so adorable, so cute. Can I meet them?
You can actually meet them at Shed Aquarium. We have a penguin encounter program that you can participate in. You just go to our website and click on Extraordinary Experiences, and you can find out all the ways that you can sign up to meet a penguin.
Wow, okay, then I'm looking forward to that.
Great.
Now, what other animals are here in this aquarium?
At Shed Aquarium, we have 32,500 animals representing 1,500 species. That's one of the largest and most diverse collections of any aquatic animals in the world. So we have a lot.
Wow, okay. Now, the new jelly exhibit, tell me more about that.
Our new jellies exhibit just opened last month, and it's very popular with our guests. We have about 11 species of jellies, and they're all sorts of shapes, sizes, and colors. It's a really, really visually stunning exhibit.
Yeah, now I see behind here the whales. Do people like to see the whales, and is it kind of popular? Because I see a lot of people are back here looking at our whales. So.
Absolutely. Our beluga whales are one of our most popular animals here at Shed, and we have 8 of them. 3 of them are juveniles. We have a 4-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old.
Interesting. Now, I saw the movie Jaws. I can't remember it, though. And I saw how there's sharks in the movie and that big, great white shark.
Yeah.
Now, can you tell me, do you have sharks here?
We do have sharks, although we don't have a great white shark, but we have several different species of sharks in our wild reef exhibit.
Oh, okay. Well, can we go see the penguins now?
We can go see the penguins.
Okay. What a way to describe the Shed Aquarium. Visually stunning, over 1,000 square feet of wow. A must-see when you're in Chicago.
One of the most popular ways to get around Chicago is on the L train.
Chicago's L dates back to the late 1800s, and today, the many L lines serve nearly 1.5 million passengers a day. It's the second largest rapid transit system in the United States, behind New York City's subway system.
But in 2005, the famous line was voted one of the 7 wonders of Chicago.
Like Superman, I'ma fly high in the sky. Well, not really, but I am gonna visit one of the tallest buildings in Chicago. Come fly with me. It's the kind of view that only Superman could fully appreciate. Top of the John Hancock Center. Oh yeah, it's high. Nosebleed high. How high? 100 stories of wow. One of Chicago's tallest buildings took its place on North Michigan Avenue way back in 1969. And ever since, it's been a must-see from up top looking down. On a clear day, the view is 80 miles long, and Jerry Springer gets to enjoy the view on a daily basis. Yes, that Jerry Springer, he lives here, and look what he sees. The beach, Lake Michigan, downtown, you name it, you can find it eventually. From inside the glass or from the screened-in observation deck where street sounds fill the room. If you are headed to Chicago and you really want to see the city, then the John Hancock Center is a must-see and do.
Romeo, you might be up pretty high, but I'm sure not as high as I am. I am in the tallest building in the United States and the 5th tallest building in the world, the Willis Tower, formerly referred to as the Sears Tower. Sealed, pressurized, and a whole lot to look at. The Willis Tower towers over nearly everything in Chicago. From bottom to top, 110 floors, it takes about 60 seconds to climb in the elevator. But once you get to the top, you can see that it's well worth the short wait. And tourists from near and far make their way to the tower year-round. What sets the Willis Center apart from the rest of the skyscrapers in Chicago? Its design, both unique and intimidating to say the least. Constructed in 1973, the then Sears Tower was the tallest building in the world, and it remained that for 25 years. Now, it takes its rightful place as Chicago's tallest skyscraper and cleanest.
For the love of Al Bundy, even his usually crabby self will appreciate one of Chicago's most popular sights, Buckingham Fountain. The centerpiece is just that, pumping 1.5 million gallons of water through its pipes, over 4,000 gallons spewing from different points every minute.
Hey Trayvon, my name is Bez Kubat. I work for the Chicago Park District. Welcome to Buckingham Fountain.
Oh, I see this show at the beginning of every show of Mad with Children. I can't believe I'm actually here seeing it in person.
I know, it's pretty cool, right? It's the centerpiece of Chicago's front yard.
What made them actually put this here?
Actually, when they were trying to think of a great location for the fountain, they thought, what better place than Grant Park, Chicago's front yard. This is the focal point. This is where all the tourists come, so everybody can enjoy it. Not only Chicagoans, but tourists as well.
What is the meaning of the seahorses?
The seahorses? Well, there's 4 of them around the fountain, and they represent the 4 states that border Lake Michigan. And Lake Michigan is represented by this big, larger outer basin. And the actual fountain was actually designed with the mindset of the fountain in Versailles, France. So this is why Buckingham Fountain is the way it is.
I hear they have a light show at nighttime.
They do. It starts at dusk. It's this incredible light show. There's also music involved as well. It's all automated. Back in the day, a man used to work in that little hut right over there, and he would operate this thing for 12 hours, but now we have a computer system taking care of that job.
Well, okay, it was nice interviewing you today.
It was very nice to meet you, Trayvon.
Buckingham Fountain is a big deal, and it's got a bit of Georgia history attached to it as well. The structure, made of Georgia pink marble, and once upon a time, its fountain pumps were controlled by a Honeywell computer located in Atlanta. Not anymore though, now it's a local operation that's enjoyed by the world over. Perhaps the most famous spot in Grant Park.
Hi Trayvon, who's your friend?
Hi, my name is Bez Kubat.
My name is Pashi.
Nice to meet
I see you all here at the Buckingham Fountain. I was wondering if you could take me where President Barack Obama did his famous.
Absolutely. I'll take you over to Hutchinson Field. I can tell you a lot
Thank
about that.
you.
You're welcome.
Perhaps the most famous spot in Grant Park. Right here, this open field is where History Made was celebrated. It was just before midnight on November 8, 2008 when President-elect Barack Obama delivered his victory speech to hundreds of thousands of people. A proud moment for all Americans, but especially for Chicagoans, because one of their own was moving into the White House. On this day, it was a proud day to be an American, because Yes We Can finally did. While Obama's speech was the highlight of Grant Park, it certainly isn't the only thing going on in this vast space that covers 319 acres. Known as the city's front yard, Grant Park was established in 1844, then being called Lake Park. The name was changed in 1901 to what it is today. And while it holds plenty of history, it's also the home of many of Chicago's favorite events. Music Fest, Lollapalooza, Taste of Chicago, and Blues Fest, just to name a few.
Chicago's on fire, Chicago's on fire. Those were the cries heard throughout the Windy City. The Great Fire of Chicago of 1871 was one of the most destructive fires in American history. And legend has it that Mrs. Catherine O'Leary's cow kicked over an oil lantern, which started an inferno, which in turn destroyed 1/3 of the city. After it was all said and done, this structure, the Chicago Water Tower, was still standing. It continues to be the second oldest water tower in the country.
I'm on my way to Navy Pier where locals and tourists come together to enjoy all the fun and beauty of Lake Michigan. A 15-minute water taxi ride across Lake Michigan and you hit the pier, the Navy Pier. Built in the early 1900s, the Navy Pier is not what it used to be, and that's a good thing. Used during World War II for marine purposes, it was quickly realized then that its best use was as a recreational facility, which is flourishing today. On the list of must-sees, the Navy Pier is tops. And did I mention that it's all free? I'm happy to be here on Navy Pier with Miss Robinson. So Miss Robinson, we just got out the boat and I see Ferris wheels and boats. So I see you have restaurants and shops and entertainment, something for everybody to do. So tell me, what's on Navy Pier?
Well, Navy Pier is a multi-entertainment venue. We operate 363 days a year. We only close on Thanksgiving Day and Christmas. And just as you said, we have many things for people to do. We have live entertainment. We have a beer garden that has live music. We have 3 outdoor entertainment stages. During the summertime, we have an indoor family pavilion stage. We have restaurants. You can shop. We have a theater. We have an IMAX theater, which is one of the largest screens here in the Midwest.
Oh, thank you, Miss Robinson. I'm going to enjoy all this food and fun and excitement and definitely go shopping. So thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great time.
Explore its 50 acres of parks, gardens, shops, and other shore entertainment.
You may recognize the sculpture behind me. It's the Chicago Picasso, made by famous artist Pablo Picasso. Erected in Chicago's Daly Plaza, the Picasso was the first major public artwork in downtown Chicago. At 50 feet tall and over 160 tons, the Chicago Picasso, also known as the Jungle Gym of Chicago, is quite the showcase piece. Do you recognize it now? Of course you do! It was in the movie The Blues Brothers.
Baby, don't you wanna go? Howdy, hey. Baby, don't you wanna go back to that same old place, sweet home, Chicago. 1 is 2, 6 2 is 8. Come on, baby, don't you